No, you don't need the.
Legend. He a 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 legend. Welcome to the league. To the league. To the league. To the league. To the league of items. Welcome to the league. To the league. To the league. To the league. To the league of items.
What's up, everybody? It's Pikel with League of Items. And last night we had potentially the greatest match of all time. Weibo Gaming upset EDG 2-0. So for anybody who watched my video yesterday and saw my absolute shock that Weibo Gaming was a plus 200 underdog, hopefully you made some money off of it. I chopped in the $15 DraftKings tournament. I had basically all Weibo Gaming, but I tied for 37th, which was like the third or fourth best combination that was in the tournament. But it was a pretty popular combination. But yeah, basically Weibo Gaming is the best team in the world. Let me actually. I have a future on Weibo Gaming to win the LPL because I'm a genius. But last night, in all seriousness, let's just talk about it. So, in Game 1, we had Graves against Gwen, and the Shy is good at Gwen, so that'll be a good thing to use to our advantage in the future. I think that it's obvious that he'd be good at a champion like Gwen. It's just, it's good to see it. S of M had a good match, 6-1-7 on the Lee Sin against Jai Jai on Volibear. Then we had Angel up against TF. So a TF lost, a Graves lost. I'm a happy man. And then we had Huan Feng and On against Viper and Mako. So that's fine. The Jinx Thresh is good. I think that as we move forward, teams that highly prioritize Jinx are teams that I want to be investing in. Teams that will opt into the Ezreal and stuff like that are going to scare me a lot. Then in the second game, we had Gwen again, and we had Flandre on Renekton, Hecarim into the Lee Sin. Hecarim's a pretty good champion. Has the ability to overwhelm, especially against squishy team compositions, and yeah, basically just squishy team compositions. It would be better against immobile AD carries. These are both pretty mobile carries, but that's fine. He has the potential to overwhelm the entire team and just get too big to be dealt with. That didn't happen in this game, but that's a possibility from this kind of draft. Then we had Angel on Orianna up against the Corki. I think Corki is a little nerfed at this point, but it's really not a big enough problem. Actually, I think it's 12.3 that they had that change. And then again, we had Thresh and Jinx up against Karma and Ezreal. I think Ezreal might be a good choice nowadays, but not if it's up against Jinx. I just heavily prefer the Jinx side of that matchup. The reason why it might be good is because if teams were correctly building the support items that buffed auto attack champions and on hit champions, then Ezreal would get somewhat of a bonus because he has his Q. He has auto attacks, and then he has his E, which sends out an auto attack as well. So that was that match. JDG beat up on OMG. I'm not shocked that it went this way. It's the kind of match where we hold out hope that I didn't mean that as a pun. Hold out hope that OMG can be competitive with a team like JDG. It doesn't do much to change my opinion of either team, to be honest. I have futures on both of them to win the LPL. And yeah, we've been talking about EDG a decent amount, not being frauds, as in they're bad, but they're very overrated right now. A lot of people were thinking that they were the best team in China or one of the best teams in the world. That was obviously not the case, in my opinion. But let's move on to tomorrow's matches. So first up, let's do the LPL. We have Thunder Talk against Top Esports. So Top Esports is running out Wayward, Tian, and Mark again, as opposed to Zoom, Xiaopeng, and Zhuo. I don't really care. I just have to stay on Top Esports. Like I don't like many of the players from Thunder Talk. Puff and Southwind are just not a very good bot lane in my opinion. UCal is an overrated mid laner. Chieftain has bounced around on a couple different teams. I haven't been impressed personally. And then I mean, New is kind of a nobody. But neither is Wayward. So I don't really have much to say in this matchup other than Knight and Jackie Love are probably the two best players, so I'm going to go with Top Esports. What's the line in that match? That is minus 667. I will not be betting that. Then we have RNG up against V5, and I think that this is a very good RNG spot. I'm surprised the line is as big as it is. I wouldn't bet it at minus 217. The only kind of action I would get on this is RNG to sweep. I think that Bin is better than Rich. I think that Karsa is probably a little better than Wei, but it's close enough. Xiaohu and Rookie, they're both very good mid laners. I think that I slightly prefer Xiaohu still. And then Gala and Ming against Photic and PP God, I prefer neither side really. Maybe that's a good reason to bet V5. Let's see. Let's go to some RNG matches and see what champions Photic has been playing. What? Oh, I did the wrong team. V5. So Photic, Felios, Senna. Huh. That's interesting. I just feel like RNG is the right side. I don't know why I'm having that feeling. They play a lot of secondary AD carries. I think that the AD carry advantage should definitely be on RNG from a draft perspective. I just prefer those types of champions. If RNG is consistently giving over Zeri and that ends up being a problem, I could see something like that happening. But I could also see, I think that Gala is probably somebody who would play Zeri as well, so it might just be a contested pick. I think I'm on RNG in that spot. I don't think that RNG is much better than V5, but I do think that they're better than V5. So I want to be on that side. My phone is going off, but it's not picking up on my watch. Thanks for nothing, watch. Okay. Okay, and then in the LCK we have Live Sandbox against Fredit Brion. Let's see. Morgan or Sword against... I probably prefer Morgan slightly. Umti against Kroko. That's kind of whatever. So I think Fredit Brion will have more support. So I will take Live Sandbox. Live Sandbox? Live Sandbox? And then we have Nongshim against Genji. So there are a lot of potential COVID problems in this match. Odds Portal doesn't have a line on it. Bet365 doesn't have a line on it. Some people in Discord are saying that there might be a lot of subs. Nongshim has no Kana. Ghost is at support. Some random ADC and mid. So I don't know what to really do with that matchup. I think that you have to... I mean, I guess you kind of have to play it. On DraftKings, I don't know the right way to approach that. It's probably just not a spot that you want to take risks on. I don't really see the value in doing that. But that's basically it. I don't have a lot else to say about these matchups. Like I think that the RNG versus V5. I think there will be a decent amount of people playing V5. I'd rather get top esports plus RNG. I'd like to see how those those teams line up for roster construction, and then it's gonna be tough to play Nongshim and Gen G. I think that I would definitely prefer Gen G unless it comes out that Gen G is going to be missing like Ruler. But Gen G should just be the better team. The line on the sportsbook is oh, that's not the right one. But yeah, so that's basically it. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.